Junior.
How old is he?
My father.
How old do you think?
I'd say he's like 21.
21 right there. And just to sort of set this up, we're in Florida. Today is November the 18th or 17th, 1991.
1991.
And we got a bunch of old pictures here, and we're going to try and get them on video and get it spread around the family. I'm going to go ahead and fade off of HA. That's mother's boyfriend?
I think so.
How about the lady in the back? How about the lady in the bottom here?
And then this is
the lady in the bottom?
I think that's May Yeager.
May Yeager? But we're not real sure on that. And you have no idea who's on that big wheel bike?
I think it might be my father on the big wheel.
HA?
HA in a cap.
I bet you it is too. Oh.
This
is not a very good picture.
And I don't know the girl on the right.
And who's the girl on the left?
That's my mother, Mildred P. DeHart.
And how old do you think she is there?
Pettyjohn at this time. I'd say it's what? Oh, pre-marriage, 1912 perhaps.
1912, somewhere in there?
You know,
This is not a good picture of her.
This is not a good picture.
and now you're recording now, you weren't recording before.
Right.
No.
That's your mother on the left.
This is my mother, Mildred, and I'll say this is pre-marriage. Her name, Mildred Pettyjohn, leaning on the left, or to the far left.
Do you have any idea who the other three girls
And I
are?
have no idea who the other girls are.
And what year did you peel this thing?
I'd say probably 1912.
Somewhere in there?
Somewhere's in there.
Any idea where they might be?
Something like Alcyon Lake or somewhere.
Yeah, how about that?
Pittman Lake, perhaps.
They look serious.
Hey, they're girls. They're looking for trouble. And this is mother with her boyfriends.
You sure it isn't Uncle Norman?
In the center with the cap.
With a cap on her head.
And this is well, it is Uncle Norman on her left, on her right.
Is Uncle Norman?
And then her
That's probably whose cap she has on, don't you think? I don't think girls
this
do.
guy's cap.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uncle, the guy on the right.
Yeah, and I don't know his name, but I'd guess it may be Wilson. And who the fellow on the far left is, I don't know.
Well, somebody's got she's got this one guy holding a bunch of flowers.
Okay, well, that's it. I don't. Mildred in her cap.
Mildred in her cap. And where's your mother here?
That's Mildred on the left.
Mildred on the left.
And I don't know who her friends are.
We've already taken a look at that shot, but that's a little different shot, I think
Mildred's
it is.
Yep, on the left. With her friends.
In the shot coming up?
It's a shame Mother can't see these good enough to tell who she is or who they are either.
Well, maybe she
But
can.
Mildred maintains the left.
She's on the left.
She's on the left.
Good looking lady.
Good looking lady.
Hey, Henry.
You can't, right now it's picking up. Yeah.
Now it's picking up.
Yeah.
This is HA behind the wheel of something he built.
AJ behind the wheel of a cut down model that he modified somewhere back in,
Looks like he's planning on racing it.
and I'll say this is 1912 or back in 1911 somewhere.
That's HA behind the wheel.
AJ behind the wheel, and a friend of his, Rich Wilkins, is to the far.
Is in the driver's seat?
No, he's looking over the frame with
Who's
the
this guy?
chassis. That's Rich Wilkins.
Okay.
I don't know who the other guy is. A
You know,
friend.
do you know if they ever built that or raced that car?
Yeah, well, no, but he built it and liked to run it and, joyride.
Okay, we're fading out here.
Right, it fades into the voices like right now.
Same car. That's Woodbury, I guess, huh, Dad?
Modified racer. I have no idea where that is, and I don't really want to guess.
Huh.
It doesn't look like Thoroughfare or Woodbury to my knowledge.
Picture's coming up, and now we're starting to record.
Okay.
Now who's that in the center?
I thought that was my grandmother Pettyjohn, but it might be my mother Mildred. Could it be? And May Ager, I think. The man I don't know. On the left.
Any idea where they may be? Maybe in Washington. Or
Oh, let's say it's Fairmount Park, Philadelphia.
Fairmount Park in Philly.
Yeah, because
Oh, look at this statue. I know, isn't that neat? The memorial statue or something.
recording.
Well, as this fades in,
Oh,
this is your
Okay.
HA's trip to Florida.
this is AJ's trip to Florida, 1912. This must be arriving on a ferry slip. Coming into Jacksonville, I will guess.
What kind of cars are they? Any idea?
They're old.
They didn't have hard tops back in those days, did they?
They really look like carriages.
That was before the days of electric lights, you notice that? They're old
Kerosene,
Presta-Light lamps.
yeah, kerosene
Yeah.
burning lamps for headlights.
Yeah, well, they was like a, they call them Presta-Light shots. Well, like,
No, they're interesting. This is just a quick, interesting shot of a paddle wheel boat down here in Florida.
We'll boat down in Florida, down in, we'll say down in Jacksonville.
1912.
Is that what they came on?
They landed in Jacksonville, you said.
Well,
They came on the ferry. From what, Philadelphia? Or?
they came on the boat and had to be transported.
They took a steamboat down to
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
but they had to come by boat down to Jacksonville.
This is what the roads look like.
There's no road.
There's hardly any road at all coming from Jacksonville and going towards down the Florida Trail to where? Palm Beach.
Where
Is that where they headed?
A1A?
Miami?
Mm-hmm.
Is this A1A?
This is probably A1A.
Yeah, okay, there's that train.
This is how you traveled if you were smart back in those days, right? You traveled by train. What do you think they were waiting there for? It's just...
I'm just waiting for the train.
There's a Mexican standoff, I'd say. Who's
I
going to
don't
go
know.
first?
Yeah.
What kind of car is that? Any idea, Dad? Got plenty of spare tires. White ones, too, at that.
Yeah, I think maybe it just that might be the kind of rubber. I have no idea, but they do show up white there on
Yeah.
the film.
No idea on what kind of car?
I really wouldn't.
This is H.A. down in Florida, 1912. Him and his buddies.
Him and Rich Wilkins and Leonard. I think they called him Buddy.
Buddy.
Buddy Leonard.
I think the shots are interesting. I mean, I want a copy of this.
Well, yeah, they are.
I live in Florida now,
Yeah.
so this is A1A. This is how you got around back in those days.
They won, hey. When the weather was good.
When the weather was good.
This was not a trip for a lady.
Not that long
You
ago.
wouldn't have gotten me in the
That's
car.
not a road, that's a plowed field there. They just decided, well, we'll drive.
Interesting photo.
Yeah,
I
Mama
wouldn't have.
drive. So basically what you're saying, Dad, motoring in those days was an adventure.
Well, that's what you call the adventure automobile, adventurous travel.
They were stuck.
They're stuck, that's a swamp, basically.
I'm not sure what kind of
It looks
car
like the
that would be.
18T at Countryside Country
I
Club is
can't
what it looks
see
like.
anything. You could probably pick it up and take it to a
Which
historical
way? I bet
museum.
JJ took this picture. I don't see him in there. Do you? That's his buddies, but I don't see him.
It could be that, or it could be H.A. in that cap.
On the right?
It could be. The way he's standing sort of indicates DeHart to me.
I wanted to get
I'd
HA.
say they're down the mud though, wouldn't you?
I'd say that they were down the mud in that last picture.
This is
I'd say JJ with a cigarette. He'd smoke for a little while.
He looks like a Leonard.
who, this guy?
The guy right here.
Okay, but I didn't know who he was. I wasn't going to say he was a member, but
Like a kid.
you could be right. But I don't think he was on the trip.
We're flipping.
And there's another picture of Teresa.
We're flipping back to what the girls are doing,
That just changed real nice.
and we think that that
What, are you going
is.
backwards now or no?
No, we think that this is.
Okay, I don't know how they
Who
come
is
up.
this? Will you tell us
This
who
is
this is?
this I think is Mildred's mother, Teresa.
What year? Any idea? That hat's got to be turn of century or before, somewhere in there.
This has to be
This is early 1900s.
I'll say it's 19.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out 5 years from
Let's
now.
say
It's like a neighbor or something. Okay, the next shot.
And
But I'm letting you.
hard time getting up with it. Okay.
No, I'm letting you. Now, who are these people?
This is Mother's father on the left, George Willem Pettyjohn. In the center would be Teresa Detmer. And on the
Pettyjohn.
right is Norman, Uncle Norman. And I don't know his middle
That's
name.
Mama's brother, right? Norman.
No, Mama's brother, right?
What's her father's middle name?
Willem.
Willem?
Willem,
Like William, but without a notch.
But Willem,
Willem.
right?
Willem.
Okay, and that's probably in Woodbury somewhere.
Yes, I'd say so.
What would you all like to drink?
He was a guard at DuPont. This is shots of Uncle Norman.
Uncle Norman Pettyjohn.
Cokes. I'd like a Coke.
Okay.
He was a
diet
guard
or-
at DuPont.
A young man.
Diet or regular?
He wants regular.
And the
Doesn't
helmet.
matter.
We'll just shoot him afterward.
Thank you, girls.
Okay, with Granddaughter.
I'm not sure about the helmet.
Yeah.
But he was a
It
guard down at
He
DuPont.
was a guard at DuPont's. This is just a shot of a new house that replaced the
House that burnt down
house that burned down in 1918.
in Thoroughfare.
This is the new house.
Right, and that house sits right on
And
Crown
that sits
Point
there
Road.
today on Crown Point Road, next to the shop.
And that's the house that was replaced the old one.
And that's the replacement house.
This is a shot that we think was in the album. Probably looked like HA, but it looked like an advertisement of some
Yeah.
sort, and it was cut out and stuck in the album
Yeah.
because it looked like HA.
Exactly. Cousin of mothers. I'll just say it, cousins of mothers. Remember back further, we said it's a lousy shot of mother.
Right,
but it resembles mother somehow.
unknown characters, maybe a cousin in here, the girl with the cigarette in her mouth, but they're all
I
obviously
don't think it's mother.
no mugging for the camera here.
Yeah. Might be, are we still on? Might be Charlie Angle with the hat on backwards.
This could be Charlie or this could be this is Charlie Angle. You think this is HA's rival? We're pretty sure about that.
This is a fellow, I think his name is Wilson.
All right.
The mother was.
HA's down in the swamps of Florida.
This boy, mother was quite serious about it.
I can see why. Handsome guy.
I could be all wrong. And here's some of mother's friends, and it might be Mildred all the way over on the left. What they're doing and where they are, I don't know. I think that's mother right here.
Now who's this?
And that's Charlotte Egger, a cousin of mother's,
With the glasses.
with the glasses, reading. And they lived in Philadelphia somewhere, I can't remember where.
After it fades in.
Another picture of Charlotte Egger.
Taken about the same time
About
as
the
the other
same
one
time,
by
A wonderful,
sitting in the same
a
chair.
wonderful lady. We did this, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you
Okay.
take a chance on spreading Eddie West?
That's right.
All right, now
That's
the,
HA all the way to the left.
Here I have a napkin.
There you go.
the girls and the boys are meeting, but who they are, I don't know, except my father, Harry DeHart, is on the left.
Well,
Looking a
these
little
look like
bit
the same
dubious.
girls that were holding those
Yeah,
paddles.
they're friends and paddle holders, and friends of HA's, who I don't know.
Isn't that your mother?
Well, I don't think
It
so,
does
because it
look
was
like
short
her.
hair, Ruth.
It looks like Mama though.
Who, that
It
HA
sorta
standing
does-
in back
It
of?
sort of does look like mother,
right
and
in
it
front
could
of
be
HA.
mother. It could be mother, but her hair sort of bothers me.
Well, H.A. seems to be interested in that.
Yeah, he's look. Are we talking out loud? Are we?
We're talking out loud now.
Okay,
Same.
and this is another group shot. My father's on the left.
That's him.
H.A. in his heyday. This is before.
Before the wedding.
Yes.
Yeah, that was before the wedding.
Here's
Yeah,
a picture of Uncle
pretty
Norman kidding around with a push cart that they used to clean the gutters with. And this is all just before H.A. and
Mama got married.
Mama got married. So we're going to use this as a break point. The next thing we're going to look at is a brand new house built in Woodbury.
And this pregnancy, I don't know who she was pregnant for, but this is this is after I'll say this when I was coming along.
Well, what are we looking at here on the TV, buddy?
That's the brand new house they moved into in 1914.
You can see all the trees.
Yeah, you can see all the trees.
And all the other houses, that house in the background is probably, what, about 4 blocks away now, I guess. That's probably up on Delaware Street.
That's up on Delaware Street.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Jeez. You just look right straight
That's up on Delaware.
north of Delaware Street. Anyway, what's the address of this house, Ben?
The house is still 131 South Child Street, Woodbury, New Jersey.
That's the house in the back
Yeah,
door?
this is the angle of the back door entrance of the same house, 131 South Child.
Is that the garage in the back?
That's the garage on the right.
She was married.
She was married.
And she was married in a rectory, right?
She got married in a rectory,
Mhm.
And that,
H.A. and Mildred. H.A. meaning Harry.
and who was it?
Harry
She
Albert.
told us who stood with him. I forget now who it was though.
Anyway,
Yeah, she told me too, and
Did
I
she,
can't remember.
this is pictures of the house looking almost south. Another angle.
Across the lake.
Yep, Bell Lake's right in back of the house there.
A very nice person.
Cousin, friend.
Mother's
I'm
cousin.
not getting a wipe there, Cara.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
But you might have lost it because you stopped recording. You need to bring it back up.
How do you bring it back up?
Just stop recording.
Another view
We're not getting a wipe, Cara.
are we on?
Yeah. That's the high school in the background. Woodbury High School.
Yeah. Mother's family, mother, father, and Norman. Note Woodbury High School in the background.
Where Mama graduated.
So he used to live where the courthouse now is.
Well, I was
Okay, this is Muriel.
We're attending this
As
other
Muriel as a baby.
school. They still have
A new arrival.
classes in another building.
That's your older
Oh,
sister.
really? Okay.
That's my oldest sister.
And
And what year would this be?
my mother went to school.
This would be
Really?
1914. She was born 1914. This might be, how old is she there?
I
A
think
year?
this is the one. I
She's
don't
6
know.
months.
No idea.
Which things
6
are
months
better?
old, let's say she started to
Right.
crawl. Too late, this is on, right? This is on film.
We're going to put this picture on because we feel that this clears up the controversy over who H.A. was interested in at that boating party at the lake. And we know for a fact this is H.A.
This is H.A. and
And
mother.
Mama in 1912.
in 1912. This picture is dated 1912.
This is their joining of marriage.
His new house with baby carriage.
Yeah, Papa on the front steps of his new house with a new baby and a new baby
Who was
carriage.
the first?
And a
Harry?
new wife.
Muriel. Yeah. And this is his mother with a new outfit.
I like
New
that.
baby, new house.
How do you like that baby carriage?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Baby.
it is cool.
Those pillars were always
They
interesting.
replaced that window there. That window's not like
Well,
that
they,
anymore.
no, they enlarged it, I think, Cara, more than anything.
Put a picture with
But anyway, are we recording on live? Because,
Yep.
Okay. But this is their front porch and door. to 131 South Childs.
Isn't that your clock, Robert? Isn't that going to be your clock?
Yeah, it's got my name on it.
Well, who are we looking at here on
This
this
is
picture?
George Pettyjohn, mother's father.
In the new house.
In the new house.
When we
With the
think,
clock
when
in
we
the
think,
same position.
right, when we think the clock was a wedding present.
Yeah, we think the clock is a wedding present. We're not sure who from.
You'll suck down.
Okay, this is 8J.
New house?
My father in front of the clock in the same position.
What year is this again? About 1915,
I'd say it's 1914.
1914, 1915. What it is?
I don't know, AJ was pretty good.
He was pretty good. I don't
And this is a scene of the Beltrack Lake looking west. Note the farmhouse in the far distant, which is now the present day farm that we talk about.
Where
Oh,
is
really?
it?
Is it
Yeah.
today? Farmhouse?
Where?
All the way over here.
All the way in the right?
Yeah, that's it. But that's how much, that's how open it was. It shows you how much it was grown up.
So we're talking right about there,
Yeah.
right then?
Yeah. And this was there used to be an old ice house, they said, down there. Anyway, that was the woods that we had a good time sledding down onto the lake.
I bet. It fades up as it fades up. We're just gonna blow through a bunch of
Yeah,
pictures.
these are beautiful pictures of baby Muriel, who's coming into the family of Mildred and Harry at 131 South Childs. Baby Muriel. What would you guess, about 3 months, 4 months old?
I have was one that Clara bought, didn't she? The velvet one that's by the near my-
Interior shot of the new house.
Yeah, well, Tom has that, and I think Chris has this chair.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think
didn't
so.
think, yeah,
This
it was
is-
a different one.
This is,
And this is, I'd say it must be another shot of Muriel. I think it's Muriel. I'm pretty sure it has to be Muriel.
who's this again?
And Aunt Laura's holding her.
This is Aunt Laura and
That's
Muriel.
Laura.
Mama's sister, right?
And that's Papa's sister.
You start
See, I can't get the rhythm
Oh,
of
you
the
give
thing.
it. Who's this?
Am I talking out loud now? It's Laura Hain, or Laura.
May.
May Ager. I'll get it
Right.
out after a while, with Muriel.
They lived in Philly.
They lived in Philly, and she was coming down to visit. She was out in the country. Mary DeHart, grandmother DeHart. And
Is that
holding,
grandmother DeHart?
and holding Muriel at, I assume, 131 South Childs.
Yeah.
But her name was Mary.
How'd they give it water?
Mother,
Now here it comes. Now,
this is another scene of
The angle of, you know.
of
where
grandmother DeHart holding Muriel.
was
This is
Mrs.
the diet. This is the diet.
H.A.D.
Yeah,
Hart.
And this is
that's
this is the.
what we talk about. And this is Harry.
H.A.
I wish they got that clock for a wedding gift.
My father, H.A. DeHart Jr., holding his new baby girl Muriel.
As he comes up.
They got married
Okay.
in 1913.
This is grandfather Pettyjohn holding Muriel, and here comes little baby Harry. Muriel and grandfather Pettyjohn.
Here it comes. Who's this now?
Okay. This is Harry as a baby. It must be Harry. He's a cute boy. Just bouncing around, it gets me confused. Mother sitting in the grass with Harry on her lap.
A few more houses in the background.
A few more houses being built. The developer's making money. Promoted by the, what they call themselves, the Lake
Here's Harry.
Lake Track Corporation. This is another shot of grandfather Pettyjohn with Muriel and Harry on Grandpa's lap.
Who it is?
This is Uncle Norman Pettyjohn. And where the background is, I don't know. Obviously, it's in Florida.
Yeah, it says in Jacksonville,
It's in
Florida.
Jacksonville.
We don't know what year.
In Jacksonville, Florida.
He had an adventure to Florida too.
There's another shot.
Another
of
shot.
Uncle Norman. He must be also coming into Florida via a boat into Jacksonville, yes.
Yeah, what year were Mama and Papa married?
Okay,
Mama and Papa were married.
Mother and Papa were married in 1913.
Do you know what day they were married?
Moved into their new house in 1914 after staying with Mother and Grandfather Pettyjohn.
They lived with them for a while?
They lived in for a year, we lived with them for the year,
And
and
then
then
they
moved
moved
while the house was being built.
And this is a picture of Harry and Mildred, right?
And this is a picture of
Or Muriel.
Muriel and Harry,
Right.
but
And
they're
you-
growing up.
Yeah, it's
so.
amazing. Look at the trees growing up in the background.
Yeah, and that's something.
That whole west end
What
of
did you
Woodbury
say
pulling
she
together.
is, 3 years old there?
Well, what year does that say?
It
Oh,
doesn't,
well, the
doesn't
one
have a
with-
year.
The one with Grandpa Pettyjohn was 1916, I think. What year was it? Yeah, 1916 is just previous picture, and he looks about.
She'd be older there.
Yeah, it would be
Harry
like, this
looks
is
like
20s.
he's about-
This is my sister Muriel in her winter outfit in front of the house, 131 South Child.
Who-
Okay, that's Muriel and Kathleen and Harry with his head cut off.
And somebody's holding him, big a hand there holding him.
Yeah, and Harry's being held by somebody.
And Muriel has the doll
Kathleen's on a scooter,
and got the big bow.
with a wooden wheel scooter.
You
Yeah,
should've
big
put
bow.
the pictures of Mama pregnant. So, and you'll go faster that way.
All right, a scene with Muriel and Harry with their wheels.
Look at that bike.
She
There's
has a
that
baby
tricycle.
carriage. She
Yeah.
has a baby carriage and he has a tricycle.
Tricycle, my father always called it a velocipede.
A
A what?
velocipede?
Yeah, velocipede.
That's Cara?
What you know about this upcoming picture here, Pop?
Now it looks like a Halloween party. This is quite a lot of years later, and I do recognize Muriel in the center with Janet Glover. I think that's Charles Crab Thomas all the way on the left top.
With a hat, big bowler hat.
The girl by the name of Mary Hughes is on the top right, but not in the guy's outfit. And then Bobby Thomas, this is Charles Thomas there, Bobby Thomas is there. You recognize her, Ruth? That's who it must be. I don't know who this is. Filled in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just from surface water coming in there from that
Really?
development.
You could swim it, you can't swim it there.
I didn't deep enough.
Well, this
Funny
is,
thing is how much
like-
bigger than Harry looks than Muriel, but I think
Right, yeah.
this one,
yeah, this picture
Oh.
tells about it.
the one that we're looking at now, is Mother and Papa. She looks like she's pregnant for Kathleen.
Or Harry, maybe.
No, it's Kathleen, we figured it
Yeah.
out.
Or did you?
Or maybe me. Maybe that's me. Is that Kathleen? What happened to Harry with the one we saw?
I know, that other one had Harry in it.
Okay, but anyway, they're getting into deep, serious marriage now.